Hey everybody, welcome to Baker Banter. This is the sports show that we will be discussing this week. We're looking at some MLB baseball with our special guest here coming on in a little bit. We'll be having Derek Hess on to discuss some MLB baseball.
The big man. That's right.
We'll be getting into baseball discussion. We'll talk a little hockey. We'll talk a little NBA. And then we'll actually round out the episode exploring quite a sports weekend with the PGA Championship starting tomorrow. And then we also had the Preakness on Saturday. So a little bit of some unique sports going on this week. But welcome, Trent. Welcome, Trey.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Sitting here watching Boston, Miami Thursday night going into Friday here, and it's a pretty good one. Pretty entertaining.
Give me buckets.
You guys think is it gonna be the Celtics and the Lakers?
We'll get into that later, but I'm going to disagree with it.
All right.
I don't think it is.
All right, I can respect that. So we're going to get into some MLB discussion here with our first guest that we're going to bring on. All right, so our guest today on Bearded Baker Banter is a man of many hats and many talents. A former state champion track and cross-country coach, an avid sports card collector, a Philly sports fanatic, and a data man when it comes to baseball betting. He is no relation to the Hess truck, but he is back and better than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Derek Hess.
Yes.
What's going on, Derek?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. So we'll kind of jump right into it here with some MLB stuff. We have some questions that we'll go over with you to kind of see where you're at with stuff in terms of teams, betting, players, anything along those lines. I know you and I have had some private conversations with some nice bets and stuff, especially with your analysis that you put into it. So let's get into it. So MLB team this year so far, do you have any biggest surprise that you're seeing right now?
Well, I think one of the biggest surprises is just how good the Tampa Bay Rays are.
Sure.
Everybody thought that they were going to have a good team, maybe third, but they are just blowing everyone away, and the statistics are off the chart.
Right.
And we're 25% into the season already.
Wow.
I thought that they were going to, start to decline a little bit.
Yeah.
But they just haven't. We're talking about a run differential right now of plus 123.
Which is insane.
And that's unheard of.
Yeah.
They're 32-11. They're leading the league in home runs. They have 84 right now. Leading the league in batting average, on base percentage, slugging, OPS. They're on pace for 125 wins.
Wow.
That's nuts.
So, I mean, we're talking about historic numbers here.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at maybe the first 10 games of the season, you can say, well, okay, this is an anomaly.
Sure.
Right.
We can throw this stuff out.
Right.
But I think with 25% of the season quarter of the season, it's not an anomaly.
No.
The Rays are legit, and they're leading the league in pitching and batting. So I think that's my biggest surprise right now of just how good the Rays are.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and
I mean, how about how good the AL East is in general?
that's exactly what I was going to say.
all those teams, the lowest win total is the Boston Red Sox at 24, and they're 4 games above 500. I mean,
Right.
It's really hard for a division to be that good. Every team.
The AL East is stacked.
Yeah.
Each one of their teams has a positive run differential.
Yep.
It's the only league in MLB right now where every single team has a positive run differential. When I'm looking at bets and looking to see what team is legit, I look at run differential.
Okay.
That's one of the major things that I look at when I determine if a team it could really win this thing, could win the World Series.
Okay.
So and we'll get into this a little bit later with some picks and stuff. But I mean, is that kind of a heavier lean right now in terms of who's going to take it?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's the Rays in the American League,
Sure.
and if you look at the National League, you're talking about the Braves.
Yeah.
So it looks like those two teams, especially the Braves, they're going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They have a commanding lead in the NL East.
Yeah.
How much does that hurt to admit as a Phillies fan? Correct? did that just hurt for you to say that?
Yeah,
line
I
right
know
there?
it does. But the thing is, with a Philadelphia fan that I am, sometimes I like the agony.
There's been a lot of close game agony as of recent as a Philly fan.
Well, for Philly in general, look at
That's
the
what I mean.
Eagles, the Phillies last year. Then you got the Union. They lost in the final of MLS.
Hey, guys, you're rubbing it in. Like,
No.
geez.
Sorry, Derek.
Come on, man. Oh, man.
Well, there's a legit thing to, that slump that teams have after they get to the World Series or the championship.
Right.
You see this all the time in football. I think it's because you go so far into the playoffs and the World Series, and your body is just not equipped for it. You're not used to it.
Right.
Look at the slump that the Phillies have this year. Look at the slump that the Houston Astros have.
Yeah.
They're not doing as well, and I think it has to do with the fact that they went so far in the playoffs.
Do you think it's a carryover for both?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's a lot more injuries right now.
Yeah.
Nola doesn't look good for the Phillies. The one thing, the saving grace that I thought that they were going to have was picking up Turner.
Right.
And he wasn't on that team coming in. It was going to be like a jolt for the whole team, and he hasn't done well.
Right.
The only good thing you can say about the Phillies right now is they haven't been playing well, and their guys are going to turn it around.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little too late for them.
I don't know. I mean, they are usually a team too that kind of brings it on near the end too. I mean, last year I think even they kind of got hot at the right time.
Oh yeah,
So,
they got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
And then they just tore through those teams in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't have a chance. They have a huge home field advantage, the Phillies, with the fans.
True. That's true.
The teams even said that.
Yeah.
The Braves and the Padres said that the fans got to them.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just getting there is going to be tough, I think, this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Derek, you pointing out the run differential and that being a key statistic you use. You said the AL East has all positive run differentials. Well, the NL East is all negative except for the Braves. Although that's a pretty crazy statistic on the opposite end of the run differential spectrum, but
yeah, that is
exactly. And I mean, another surprise. I think if we're talking about surprises this year, the Mets. They have the biggest payroll in baseball.
Right. Yep.
It's like $315 million, and they're below 500.
Yeah,
which I'm happy about. But
right. And they're not showing any signs of turning around either. Like any signs.
Yeah.
I think they're just too old. Their pitching staff. I mean, look at Verlander. He went so far in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's an impact for him.
That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if it says anything, if anybody watched Frank the Tank from Barstool Sports' little meltdown last night on Twitter, whew.
When doesn't he melt down?
I know, but this is pretty. Yeah. This is a 2-minute one. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the Mets were probably. I think Tyler last week that was your kind of your panic button team, and I haven't heard you dare. I heard you mention the Padres, and I think that was my team that I say should be kind of panicking with how poorly they are doing offensively. But one other team, and I wonder if any of you guys have it handy. What about the Dodgers? They're starting to come on pretty strong right now, consistently again.
Yeah, 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at what's one of the constants in the last 4-5 years of baseball, it's the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they get the guys that they need, and they don't care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if next year, Ohtani is a Dodger or something like that. Just imagine that.
I wish he'd come to the East Coast so we could watch him more often because
seriously,
these 10:30 starts for me. I'm like,
And I've heard reports that he's willing now to entertain going to the East because when he when he first came in, he was looking at just West Coast teams because of the location and close to Japan.
Okay.
So now I think the Yankees are going to get in the mix of it.
Oh, man.
You're going to see the big teams that can pay for them. The Yankees, the Dodgers.
The Red Sox.
Red Sox, right, Trey?
Red Sox,
yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those teams, you know.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I really hope he doesn't go to the Yankees. And it's so frustrating because that's where you get into the frustrating part of baseball sometimes is who has the most money is the teams that get stacked. Now, obviously, that's not lining up for some of these teams, you know, hence the Mets. I mean, I'd even say, you know, the Padres are struggling a little bit, too, and they have one of the highest payrolls as well.
Yeah, and I just saw a report that Machado, he might have a small fracture in his hand.
Yep, he might need a
scan. He might be going on the IL here.
Yep. I did just see
They can't afford to do that when they're playing so poorly. I mean, there were past the predictions at the beginning of the year had San Diego going to the World Series.
Right.
And then I was one of them.
Yeah,
I was one of them.
The thing is, with baseball, it's a long season.
Yeah.
Like, you can't win it at the beginning, but you can lose it.
It's true. That's a good point.
It at the beginning.
It's well said. I like that.
All right,
go ahead.
I was going to say, one of my panic button teams to start the year, but looks like they might have finally turned a corner, was the St. Louis Cardinals.
Huge. Yeah. Did you hear about the, I think, you know, was it Goldschmidt had a locker room speech a few games ago.
Okay.
I think he had, and that fired him up. I think they scored 18 runs, maybe.
Wow. Yeah, it was like 18-3 or something, yeah.
Yeah, that was after he made that talk in the locker room and basically said, look, guys, we're too good for this.
Right.
And that's one of my big bets. I think that if you want to get in on it right now, I would put some money down on the Cardinals winning that division.
Wow.
Because I think they're 7-2 or something like that over the last 10.
Yeah.
And we all know with the Pirates, they can't sustain this. They're a young team.
They're kind of showing that too.
12, and what was it? They dropped 12 of their last 14 and averaged like almost 2 runs a game lately. They did get a big win today, but you're right. Pirates are not going to sustain anything that they started.
You can't sustain something with, you know, your leading guy is how old is he now? 40-some?
You talking about Country?
No, Rich Hill. Rich Hill.
Yeah, like it's
not going
to happen.
I think their saving grace is their starting pitching though. Is they do have some studs on the mound. So
I think their year's next year.
You think so?
I think they're like the Orioles this year.
Ooh.
You know?
I don't know, man.
Talking to some avid Orioles fans.
Some young players.
Yeah, and they paid the one guy too. It's, you know, it's not like they're not dishing out
those young
money.
players end up in these big markets. Like that's something we get frustrated about. Is we feel like a lot of these teams, and I think the Orioles are in that area as the Pirates of they're almost like just farm teams for these big market teams, and that's what really frustrates me about baseball is even to see the owner of the Orioles say, I don't think we'll be able to pay these young stars. And it's like, man, you're finally getting, you know, people to show up again down there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a shame to hear that stuff. That's where you're like, oh, sell the team.
Yep.
Get somebody in there that's going to be able to manage it and pay these players and give your fans something. Because, I mean, heck, guys, remember at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of talk of the Orioles potentially moving cities.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah.
And that would be that's terrible.
Yeah.
But
hey.
We'll see.
All right. So, and Derek, you said the Cardinals to win that division. So at 18-26 right now. Now they did just beat Milwaukee again tonight, who's at the tops in that division at 24-19, and they actually beat Burns, which was actually a nice win. But hey, I'll throw a sprinkle on it, man.
Yeah, and they're
only right now.
I mean, I would if you're gonna like. I like to look at bets where there's a little meat on that bone, you know, left, where I could get something.
Right.
And I think you have to look at the Cardinals.
Right.
winning that division because you can't have guys like Arenado and Goldschmidt,
Gorman, the young
the DH.
Yeah.
They're going to come around and they're going to win. They know how to win.
Sure,
right,
absolutely.
And we're only 6.5 games back, like you said, a quarter of the way through the season. That's very doable in baseball.
Well, and to win the last 2 nights like they did, I mean, that's gaining some
St.
ground.
Louis, their OPS right now is 6th tops in the league.
Really?
So I just think they're coming around now, and they're going to go on a tear here.
Yeah.
I like it.
As long as their pitching doesn't hold them back, I feel like that's their Achilles heel.
Can be, but it can also be a positive for them too.
Yeah.
They usually have some pitches too that I like to bet on.
Plus 330 guys right now on FanDuel. You can get St. Louis Cardinals to win the division.
It's kind of meaty, Derek. That's kind of meaty.
It's enough meat that I would have bet on that. And I did put a bet on that before the podcast.
All right, cool.
There you go.
All right, so we talked panic button, we talked best team in baseball, looked at biggest surprise stuff. So, I mean, kind of looking at some prop bets and stuff. I know you and I text quite a bit, kind of looking at who's getting hits, who's getting home runs, which I will give a shout out real quick. As of last night, my man gave me the Aaron Judge nod, which was that the 8th inning when that happened?
Yeah.
I think it was the 8th inning. I'm like watching, sweating, and I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I called that one.
Right? So a little Dinger Tuesday with Aaron Judge last night I got from Derek.
Hey,
so.
I think Aaron Judge is...
it was almost a guarantee taking a peek at
what
was it?
Just going to say that, Trent. You said he gave you the nod.
Yeah.
He gave him the nod with the Aaron Judge bet, but I think Aaron Judge... Wow, if I could talk. I think Aaron Judge is getting some head nods from his dugout. Little tipped pitches.
Yeah.
No, come on.
Well,
4 times in a row. 4 times in a row.
It's been resolved. The pitcher pitching against Judge in that at bat actually said, looking at his film, he was tipping his pitches. So he was tipping, and Judge totally covered himself. He was totally listening to somebody in the dugout. Judge said he was hearing too much chirping, and he didn't like that in a 6-0 game in his own dugout. But they were totally notifying of tipping pitches.
And he doesn't want to tell the other team that he knows they're tipping pitches.
Exactly.
Because if they face them again, they want to make sure they can attack that.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I just think it looked a little wrong with how much the Yankees hate on the Astros for.
It's not illegal.
It's baseball.
Was that the same game though that Jermaine got kicked out of?
No, I don't think it was the same game.
No.
Was it?
I think it might have been.
I don't know.
Was that last night? For something on his pants
yesterday.
or something?
Oh yeah, very sticky substance.
It's ridiculous.
They got to do something about that. They got to.
What's your take on that? I mean, are you supporting sticky stuff or no?
I think so. I mean, I would rather, if I was the batter,
right?
I would rather have make sure the guy has control.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's not.
Like,
and I'll say what, that's the best argument I've heard. That's like pro batter sticky stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't want to get hit in the wrist and I'm out for 4 months or something.
Right.
4 to 6 months.
Right, like a Machado.
And it's like a career thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm in support of it. I mean, I feel like everything that they've done in terms of rule changes has really gone against the defense or the pitchers particularly. And I mean, it's frustrating, and that's why I'm like, dude, let them use the sticky stuff. Now, I'm also not a person there's arguments out there of, well, let them use steroids so they can hit home runs. Like, I'm not that kind of person either, but like,
yeah.
I mean, I will say that was awesome. That was awesome.
Right.
Ken Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
Hitter. Oh jeez, but whatever.
I know. So
it was awesome.
So what are some prop bets that you like to make, and how do you make your prop bets? Because baseball has so many different varieties of things that you can really take, and I feel like they've only added. I mean, you can now bet how many outs a pitcher's going to record. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that you can go.
Well, there's like live bets that you can make, and what is this pitch going to be, and what's this guy going to do?
Right.
it can get overwhelming, and I try not to do those.
Yeah,
it can be too much.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about baseball is it's very statistical, and the statistics really don't lie. How good a batter does against a particular pitcher really pans out,
right?
And it's true, it's accurate. So the first thing I do is I just go on and I look to see what batters have done against the pitchers for that day.
Sure.
And it really, really holds true. If a guy is, 6 for 10 against somebody, he's usually gets a hit that day. The hard thing to predict is what if that pitcher gets knocked out early or has an injury, so that batter is only going to face him 1 or 2 times.
Right.
And now with the relief pitching being so an integral part of baseball,
and terrible,
you might not see that pitcher more than 2 times, 2 or 3 at bats. But what I like to do is I like to see what batters are hot right now, what batters have done against the pitchers from today, and I pick out usually 2 or 3 guys that have been done really, really well.
Okay.
Have a high batting average, but also hit for power.
Okay.
And then what I do is I get those 2 or 3 guys and I put them on a couple prop bets where you pair them together. You do 3 guys hitting a home run, parlay them together. I usually put $5 bets on those.
Okay.
And you can if they hit 3 guys together, you're talking about $300 to $500 sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. In one sweep
with a $5 bet.
Right.
Usually I can get one guy that gets a home run. And
Sure.
so, like, for instance, last night I was thinking Judge is hot right now. He's hitting a lot of home runs, and he did well against that pitcher. Let's put $25 on Judge to hit a home run. And FanDuel does a really good job, I think, with their Tuesday dingers, where you can put money on a guy to hit a home run, and you'll get $5 in free bets with every home run. I think up to $25 that those 2 teams hit in that game.
Right.
So I would suggest if you're interested in putting some home run parlays together, do it on a Tuesday. Do it with FanDuel, get that promo deal, and see what happens.
Heck yeah.
Another thing I also look at is what pitchers are cold. So if you get both those together, if you get a cold pitcher and he hasn't done well against a certain batter, I highlight that.
That's interesting because I feel like a lot of times, at least from a personal standpoint, I look at pitchers that are hot, and that's kind of usually the driving force. But when you think about it, the pitchers that are cold, that's a big X factor.
Yeah.
Who's not getting it done, who's giving up runs, who's giving up hits, who's what's the ERA, even on base percentage sometimes, and that's interesting. That's a good outlook. I like that.
It's very interesting to hear an opposite look at baseball because I am strictly at this point. I very rarely bet batter props. I'm very much looking at the starting pitching matchup. Now I'm currently very, very. I'm keeping all my eyes on the first 5 total runs right now, and I'm looking at the overall total, and I'm favoring unders on like the 4.5s, or sometimes you get an outrageous 5.5. But it's very interesting to hear the take of what to look for on the offensive side of the game, which I like that.
Well, I think that's why, to me, at least, why baseball's so hard to handicap in general.
Right.
Is the fact that you have this one side of the ball, which is batting, where a team can be lights out, but then on the other side of the ball, you have to account for their pitching too, especially in like whole game bets if you're betting like run lines or over unders. Like it's pretty tough, and that's why 162 games, the law of averages do pan out. Like Derek said, it's a very statistical sport where they do kind of ring true at the end of the season, but
totally.
But man,
it's tough.
If you hit one of those parlays like you're talking about, I mean, you're putting yourself up. Yeah. How many units now with a $5 unit? I mean,
that's like a whole season's worth.
This one time, I'll tell you this: I put together a parlay. I think it was four guys had to hit a home run, and I had 3 that have hit a home run that game. It was down to Harper.
Okay.
Harper had to hit a home run, and if I would have gotten all 4, it would have been $10,000.
On a $5 bet.
I think it might have been $5.
Oh my god!
It gets up there.
Right.
And what happened was Harper, it's his last at bat, hits one to the warning track center field.
Oh my!
Guy catches it.
Oh.
I'm like, are you serious?
I might have cried.
Yeah.
But
did they give you a cash out option?
It did not give me that.
I feel like cash out options, they don't give cash out options when you have specific player prop bets. Okay. Which I don't know if that's a rule, but I'm pretty sure like when you do some same game parlays and stuff, I remember at least during like I think it was football season or something, if you had a player prop bet, you will not get a cash out option. It's only team stuff.
Okay.
Which is a weird I don't know, that's a weird rule to me.
Derek, I can just like picture you watching that at bat and like the feeling when your favorite team is like down to the last couple seconds in a game or whatnot, man, and your heart's good. You had to be pretty jacked up though, and then I know it didn't work out, but
well, the thing is, I'll tell you this, I think I won like $900 that night anyway. I also had 3 of those guys in another home run bet. Because I had predicted that they would have done well. So I didn't have Harper in the 1, so I had 3. I parlayed with the 3 guys.
She covered it.
That's still good then, yeah.
So the worst thing that really hurts is, if you have like a combination of 3 guys and 2 of them get the home runs,
right,
and you did parlay those 2 guys together in another bet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I would pick 2 or 3 guys and then have different combinations.
Yeah.
So do you ever utilize those like round robin bets then, where it kind of does where it like pairs all the possible parlay combinations? Right. Yeah, those are
exactly.
Tell you what, those are some pricey bets, but they can pay off if you hit like 3 out of the 4 or something.
Confident.
Yeah.
So I only do those when the guys are really hot, the batters. Mm-hmm. They've done really well against that pitcher, and the pitcher's cold. Yeah. So, and it's just amazing how many times you look at it, and the guys are hitting doubles, triples, home runs against that pitcher. It really, really pans out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I do.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tyler.
No, go ahead, Trey.
I was going to say, I do have one question just in general about baseball for you. How do you feel about, I know you've been watching baseball for many years, but with the new pitch clock, do you think it's improved the watchability of baseball? Are you a fan of it? Or what are your thoughts?
Huge fan. I think this was a turning point for baseball.
Okay.
And Bob Manfred, this is his defining moment.
Wow.
Okay. He needed a defining moment. If you look at each commissioner of baseball, they've had one thing that they're known for.
Right.
And he was looking for that. He's not a very popular commissioner up to this point, but this is going to define him, and I think it's going to define him well. He did an excellent job with this.
Yeah.
You saw that baseball was just going down, and the ratings were just not good.
Right.
Look at football.
Right.
I think there was a statistic that out of the 100 top programs on television last year, like 78 of the highest rated ones were football.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So football has surpassed baseball big time as the national sport.
Right.
And baseball had to do something. So with the pitch clock and the getting rid of the shift.
And bigger bases.
People are watching baseball.
Yeah.
This has saved it. This has saved baseball.
It is amazing to me how much more watchable a guy, at least in my eyes. And the main part is you have a guy that is on, say, a guy on second or first base. There's a deep fly ball to the outfield, and the runner tags up, and he gets to third. That next pitch is coming out in the next 15 seconds. So the guy doesn't walk around the mound and like kick dirt, like play with the rosin bag for a whole minute. Like he has to get right to the mound, and that to me was like, holy crap! Like next batter's up already. Here we go. Like it was a lot better.
Can we also say? Go ahead, Derek. Sorry.
No, you know who hates this rule? The beer guy. The guy he hates this rule.
That's so
yeah,
true.
but
he's losing.
Does he though? Because they extended it out now past the 7th inning.
Yeah, some stadiums did. Yeah.
So maybe
I would like to see the statistics because I think like you don't have time to sit there and kind of like think about what I mean.
Do I want another beer?
Well, you're spending a lot of money to go to these games, and if you're in line. You're in line. You could miss now. You could miss now a half an inning, a whole inning, by going to get yourself, a beverage or something like that. Yeah. But I wanted to also state, because we've talked a lot about how it's impacting the pitchers and always waiting on the pitchers, but batters also had a lot to do with this too. I mean, I look at a guy who's like it's almost awkward sometimes to watch him in the batter's box, but Juan Soto. The Padres, his little antics, and I think he's even one that's been out there criticizing it, saying this doesn't allow me to, get in my rhythm in the batter's box because I feel pressed for time. But I like it across the board. I mean, I love the fact that a pitcher is limited on how many times he can throw over to a base too. I mean, you get a guy on base. Yeah, I think that is a big advantage right now, and I think you could build something on these teams like what the Orioles have with those base runners that they have. Yeah. I mean, Mateo, Mullins.
Yeah.
You got speed out there where they're taking advantage of that, and it's huge. So I love it too. I know some people are questionable, but
if a pitcher gets in trouble now, and the limit of visits to the mound and the pitch clock now, it's really hard for that pitcher to reset.
Yeah.
And get into the frame of mind to get back on track.
Right.
So I think what you see are a lot of pitchers that get in trouble, they can't get out now.
Yeah.
And Nola for the Phillies is having a really, really hard time adapting to the pitch clock. I think that's one of the reasons why he's not doing well this year.
Right.
Just to kind of touch on too about the stolen base stuff. This from Sports Illustrated says stolen base success rate has jumped from 75% to 83% this year.
Wow.
So that's an 8% jump in success rate from stolen bases. So Do you think though that it has anything to do with? I mean, I know that you say bigger bases and people kind of joked about it, but like, could that also be some of the thing?
The bigger base.
Yeah. Now they got more surface area to slide into.
I think the fact that the pitcher can't sit there and really like keep an eye on you as much.
That's true.
And they can only hold you for so long.
Yeah.
I think that's its advantage, and that's what baseball wants. Is they want more action. They want more runs. I mean, would you not agree that they probably want more runs scored?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're eliminating the shift. You're eliminating the sticky stuff. You're speeding up. So it's like. It's doing what they were hoping.
Yeah.
So you're right. This is a defining moment, and baseball needed this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek, what would you say was Bud Selig's defining moment when he was commissioner? Just curious.
Ooh,
wow.
Steroids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'll tell you what I think was. I think one of the things I commend Bud Selig on was making the All-Star game worthy, like actually making it worth something. Didn't like the team that won that got like the home field advantage in the World Series.
Yeah, he brought that
but
back.
I kind of miss like the goofiness too of it though.
Nah.
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of the whole All-Star game thing.
No.
Yeah.
I think it should go to the team with the best record.
Yeah,
that's who gets the whole field advantage.
I agree.
I think the All-Star game's kind of hokey. It's just the exhibition game.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trey. You had a terrible take there, Trey.
No, I stand by it. I stand by it.
3-on-1, Trey. 3-on-1. You lose.
Yep, you lose.
Well, the thing is with the All-Star game, here's the thing with the All-Star game. You have guys that aren't pitching. Like a starting pitcher, let's say he pitches the last game before the All-Star game. He's not going to pitch in the All-Star game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, you don't have the best the best pitcher could theoretically not pitch in the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I just think the All-Star game's an exhibition.
Yeah.
You have guys that might not go to the All-Star game. that are elected. You have, fans that are putting people into the All-Star game that might not be worthy of being an All-Star.
Right.
Just because it's a ceremonial thing, possibly.
Right.
And there's a whole pitching thing. I just don't think that should impact the World Series.
Fine.
I agree.
And the other thing you can say about C-League is, interleague play. I guess you could talk about interleague play and opening that up, which for me I would like it if they tone that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's nice when you have a team that you haven't faced before in the World Series and that kind of American League, National League thing. But
oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I don't like is the runner starting on second in extras.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah,
If you're taking the over, though.
So you can theoretically throw a perfect game and lose with that rule.
Yeah.
Either a perfect game, go to extras, sack fly, and lose 1-0 without giving up a hit or anything.
Look at tonight, Blue Jays Yankees. They went 0-0 full game, didn't they?
I think so.
Wow.
And then they end up losing 2-0 in the 10th.
Jeez.
The Yankees did. So Yankees lost 2-0.
Oh, that's okay then. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like that rule. I think now with the pitch clock and everything, you got to get rid of this.
Yeah.
Base runner on second.
I had originally read that it was going to be like they were going to get rid of it initially, and then I guess they decided to keep it or whatever it was. But like, there was a lot of rumblings at the beginning of the season they were going to do away with it, and then I'm not sure what changed, but yeah. So
I mean, I would rather add if they're worried about like pitchers, I would rather increase the roster size for pitchers.
Agreed.
Have more relief pitchers.
Yes.
If you're worried about it.
Yeah, relief pitchers, closers. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Well, Derek, before we let you go here, since you are in a Flyers jersey, let's get your Stanley Cup pick. Who you got and who's winning the Stanley Cup?
Oh, boy. Stanley Cup. I haven't even followed it.
So you got Panthers and Hurricanes.
Yeah, I was going to say give them that.
And you got the Stars and Golden Knights.
Oh, well, I would have to go with the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes?
Because they have my favorite player growing up is their coach, Rod Brind'Amour.
Dude, I didn't know dude, that was my favorite player growing up. Number 17.
Friends.
Yep. Dude,
I mean,
17, man.
I just love the way he wore his jersey with
yes.
the jersey was tucked into the back.
Yes.
And his nose was all broken and everything like that. He's just a hard-nosed, literally.
Pun intended, yep.
Yeah. Pun intended. Hockey player. I just love him. I mean, he's great. So, since the Flyers stink, I really haven't watched much.
Yeah.
But I would have to. My pick would be the Hurricanes.
Okay, all right, that's respectable. I respect that a lot.
I have one more topic I wanted to touch on. I'm sorry to keep you, Derek, but I'm not well versed in it. I'm not well versed in it, but I'm very interested by it. I know you're pretty involved in the card collecting community in terms of sports cards. What is the best card that I've watched some of your like Facebook Live unwrappings and everything. It's pretty fun just to like see them and stuff. But what is the best card that you've gotten in those like packages so far?
Well, I sold a Aaron Judge rookie card autographed rookie cards last year. So I got a redemption card of his in a pack from Target. So I don't know if you know what a redemption card is.
No, it's enough.
What happens is you get the pack and you open it up and you get a card that says, "Congratulations, you've won this autographed card, Aaron Judge, blah blah blah." And you scratch off the back, you put the number into the website, and then once that player signs that card, they'll send it to you. Okay.
Wow.
So a lot of times they do this because the guy hasn't signed yet.
Okay.
They signed all the cards and they're waiting for the off season.
Okay.
Until the guy goes in to the company like Topps or Panini, and then he sits down with hundreds of cards and signs them.
Okay.
Wow.
The problem with that is you're never guaranteed that you're going to get that because sometimes these players don't go in and they sign, they don't sign them.
Sure.
But I got it, and it came in the mail, and I sent it in to get graded. It graded as a 10.
Wow.
And so since he was doing all the home runs last year, I decided to sell it.
Sure.
And that was the best one I've gotten.
Wow.
So far.
Well, and
so
talk about prime time to sell too.
MVP, home runs, holy heck, yeah.
I was like, that's the thing about cards. You got to time it right.
Yeah, sure.
And I wasn't like a Yankee. I'm not a Yankees fan.
Right.
Now, I like Aaron Judge. I think he's a really good guy. So, but I wasn't really a Yankees fan, so I didn't care about selling it.
Yeah.
So I was like, get rid of that one.
Yeah.
What would you say is a card that you're holding on to that you think will be valuable here soon, or maybe down the road?
Well, cards have gone down in value recently, and I'm hoping this goes back up. I out of a pack, I think it was from Walmart. I got a Luka Doncic rookie card, silver rookie card.
Wow.
I also got a pink Luka Doncic card as well.
Okay.
And those have gone down in value. But that is a very valuable card. He needs to win an MVP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or the Mavs have to go, deep into the playoffs.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that they would win the draft lottery last night.
It wouldn't be, yeah.
But they did not.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, they're going to pair him with Luka.
Right.
And they're going to be unstoppable.
Right.
So I guess my Luka cards.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So you just go to like any Walmart or Target. That's where you get them at, huh?
Well, here's the thing. The best thing to do, I'm going to tell you, if you're going to go into cards, probably you shouldn't. Because you end up losing money. I mean, I got all this. I got like packages, a car. I got just. Oh, check this out. I got to show you this. Where is it? Darn it! I don't know where.
My favorite's his bowling card though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
Yes.
I'm trying to find it. I don't know. It's around here somewhere. Yeah. But anyway, my best advice for you would be to go on eBay and buy cards that are already graded.
Okay.
As a PSA 10. That's the card that I have it here.
Yep.
Go ahead and explain it to everyone listening.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of it. It's Pete Weber. So it's Pete,
I don't know.
It's Pete Weber autographed, and it literally says, "Who do you think you are? I am."
In his autograph.
So, yeah, Derek sent me a copy of this the other day. He said, "Yo, look at this card I got," and I was like, "I got to find a copy of that as well." And when I saw how much they were going for, I was like, "Whoo!"
They're gonna go down in price.
I gotta wait a little bit because they were up there, but I'm like, man, that's awesome, especially in terms of like this day and age with YouTube stuff and videos.
Here's one that I got. This was before the playoffs.
Oh wow!
It's Jason Kelce autograph card, future Hall of Famer.
I was gonna say that might go up here soon if he retires.
That's true.
And it's a numbered card. I think it's out of 75. But the best thing to do is really to go on eBay and buy cards that are already graded.
Sure.
Okay.
Because when you buy all these boxes, you're hunting for these cards.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend more money in the long run trying to get the card that you want and then get it graded.
Sure.
And a lot of times these cards that you get are already damaged.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The quality control is not good. And so by the time you get it, you're probably like I got a Trevor Lawrence rookie card silver this year that I had to send it back to Panini because there was a big scratch against the front of it.
Oh, wow.
It's better if you just buy that outright,
Yeah.
So that's my best advice to somebody that's going to start card collecting. Buy stuff that's already graded.
Yeah, that's just always found that interesting.
Definitely.
Don't start at all.
Well, guys, I gotta point something out here. This is guest number 2 on the cast, and both guests so far have pretty darn solid beards to join us.
Yeah, I will give you that.
Gotta say, I like it.
Derek, you got a pretty sweet haircut too.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, playing the part
right in there.
Yeah.
That's for the best.
Derek, we will be sending you a T-shirt. We got a sticker for you. We got some wristbands. So we'll be sending you some gear here. Get that out to you. So we appreciate it. I'll talk to you afterwards and stuff. We'll get size and all that fun stuff. So, but hey, man, we appreciate you coming on tonight, man.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely have you back later on in the baseball season.
Absolutely.
And talk more and give some more insight.
Maybe do a couple check-ins.
Yeah, there you go.
Goes on,
my prediction right now is Rays, Braves.
Raves, Braves.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
All right,
Derek. Have a good one, man.
Yep, you too.
Derek.
Right, see you,
man.
All right, great to have Derek on there to discuss some baseball stuff. We'll definitely have him back on as we progress through the season here. But let's jump into some hockey.
Well, wait, before we jump on, Ty, I just want to call out. Let's start sharing these little secret conversations that we're having with him. Who's a big analytics guy. I mean,
Mr. Judge Home Runs over there.
Dude, he's like my secret my secret weapon with some sports gambling stuff.
Yeah.
We'll spread the wealth, please.
No,
all right.
I'm sorry, I know.
But yeah, very insightful. I love like I stated on there. I like the fact that if you follow our daily recipe, we haven't done a whole lot of hits and home runs. So it's good to hear what to look for. If you're not liking something that you typically, you typically take for the day. So yeah, excellent.
That's what it's all about. Is just sharing tips, little pointers, and what gets you ahead.
Dude,
we're on the same team.
The books,
dude, and that's literally why, we're not like, hey, pay for this, pay. Like, dude, we do it for fun, man. We do it for fun. We share our insight. We do our research. We share it with everybody else on Twitter. So, I mean, that's what
absolutely.
Hashtag Bearder Baker Bets. Check us out. BearderBakerBets.com. BearderBakerBrothers.com. No, so let's jump into some hockey here. Just to kind of touch on, because we are now heading into the finals. So we have the Panthers and the Hurricanes, which actually starts tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And then we'll have the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights, which will be airing on Friday night. So we're kind of getting into the thick of it.
Tyler, we can just kind of let Trey take a little break here, because I think you and I are the only ones that have our Stanley Cup pick still left. Trey, you shouldn't have fell off the bandwagon last week and jumped on the Oilers.
I know.
Listen, I can't blame you, though, for getting on that bandwagon, because I love the Oilers, man.
I just want to see McDavid. I like him. I want to see him.
Yep, and Draisaitl, dude.
His time will come.
Dude, his time is he's 9 years into the league, though. Like, his time is coming or gone.
Is it 9?
Yeah.
Is it 9? But when did he start playing? He's a young dude. He'll
when he started playing, I feel like those guys play for how long?
Here's one thing. Go ahead. I hope you don't say what I'm going to say.
It is clinched. It is 29 years.
No, don't you dare say it.
Yet again, no Canadian Stanley Cup.
I was just gonna say the cup's staying in the States at least, but God, you took it right from underneath me.
You can't. Trent actually texted us that, Trey. How can you try to lay claim to that?
I don't remember that.
He likes to take my picks. Yeah. And with hockey, he just happened to fall off the bandwagon. Take your
picks. Oh man.
Yeah. And then it's always, I totally didn't see that trend. I didn't know. No. It's all good. But, I'm still staying pretty firm here with the Panthers. I think the Panthers-Kane series is going to be. I think if there's one that's going to go, I think if it's going to go close to 7. I think the Eastern Conference is going to be the one.
You think so?
But I think the Vegas Golden Knights are gonna. I think they're gonna come out of the West. And I think they could do it pretty quick. I mean, I hope for a good series. I hope Game 7s in both series, but I think the Western Conference will go less games than what the East will do.
You think Vegas puts it on Stars?
I just do. I do. I just think they have a better. I think they have a better lineup up and down. And I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting to see the team that. What didn't we say? Florida last year was the President's Cup winner, and now they're the 8th seed, I believe, and
7
and they're in the conference final. So it's like, whew, it's pretty impressive. Florida's having some good teams here. You got Miami Heat, 8th seed in there, and now you got Florida.
Yeah.
So that's right. It's pretty interesting.
I'm gonna say, oh man, I don't know. Trent, you and I talked about this. I got to run the tape back, but did I say the Stars or did I say the Knights?
I would have thought you said the Oilers or the Stars. You definitely didn't say the Knights.
Then no, because I remember going against the Oilers, saying I wish it was the Oilers. So
I'm gonna Stars.
Then I'm going Stars Panthers, and I'll tell you what, I got a little sprinkle on the Panthers to win the whole thing. So there we go. Let's go Panthers.
All right, do I get a second?
Yeah, you get a.
All right, I got a new life.
You get a mulligan.
Yeah, we'll put an asterisk beside this.
I'm gonna do Hurricanes
last week.
I'm gonna do Hurricanes and the Knights.
Hurricanes, Knights. All right.
And I think the Knights win it.
Knights win it.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's gonna start a run of Vegas champions. Since all these teams are going to Vegas, I think they're gonna give Vegas some championships. Except for the Raiders.
Wow.
This guy.
I mean,
who invited him?
We gotta be realistic.
Jordan Love sucks.
Wow.
It's all right.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway, sorry. Let's go.
No, we said no. We said we don't really have NFL tonight.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I got that in. Jordan Love sucks.
I know. I'm just kidding. All right, so touched on hockey. We'll touch a little bit on the NBA as they kind of dwindle down here. So you have the Nuggets lead 1-0 as of last night with Jokic putting on a show.
Wow.
Anybody have those numbers off the top of their hand? Like, whew.
Tell you what.
34 points, 21 rebounds, 14 assists.
Yeah,
2 blocks. Like
the guy had 12 rebounds in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at one point somebody said he's on pace for like 72. Now obviously that didn't happen, but dude, the beast, man.
You guys, you know what though is like, once again, I just feel it's the most disrespected number 1 seed there's been in a while.
Yeah. That's because he's playing against LeBron, though.
I get it. You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. In trade, LeBron James is he's been there, done it, right? He knows, and I'm not saying that series is over by any means because
he's also been there, not done it too.
Many times,
but
actually more times than he's done it.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's always there. He's always there. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, superstar team should be there, but Rui Hachimura, that was, I will give the Lakers credit. That did make a pretty big difference. I thought that was a good move to kind of slow things up, having him on Jokic. I thought that's where you started to see the Lakers make a little run. And I'm going to throw it out there. I mean, I hope it's not just like a Linsanity moment, but this Austin Reeves guy.
Yeah.
I remember him in
People
college
are all
in
over
Oklahoma. Him. He was tough in college and doesn't get much respect. I mean, he's starting to get some respect.
They're giving him a lot more respect as of recently.
Yeah, you look at him, you wouldn't expect to see this. But I mean, heck, I think he hit 5 threes last night.
Yeah,
5 of 9 from 3-pointers. So great series. That over was blown out. I think they hit the over of 222 with about 9 minutes left in the game. So, lots of good stuff in that first game.
I can't believe they only ended up winning by 6.
You know, Trey, I thought the same thing. Because, I wasn't able to watch at least the beginning of it. And when I saw the final score, I was like, holy cow. I mean, and even tonight's game, I mean, when you look at the Heat Celtics, 123-116, I mean, that's what, 239 points.
Yeah, they shattered the over.
Like it's just like scoring on top of scoring. I mean, And I know that's what the NBA is about, but I will say this, that my finals pick is still alive. I don't know if you guys have your finals pick still alive. I feel like you guys both picked the Sixers.
I have half. I've had the Nuggets from the very, very beginning.
All right, I also had the Nuggets. Trey, who did you have in the West?
I think I said I want the Sixers, but I think the winner of that series gets in.
Okay. Who'd you have? Trey?
Yeah, that's exact. I said Nuggets Sixers, and I said the winner of the Celtics Sixers will win it all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was kind of on the same.
I said Nuggets Heat. To the playoff Jimmy.
Okay. Yeah.
So and the Heat won tonight, so
just be careful.
I'm not betting this. I'm not betting this at all.
Okay, I was gonna say because I'm telling you, it's like the Sixers took Game 1 in Boston last series.
Yeah, but it's Doc Rivers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, so
who was fired, by the way?
Wow. I know.
Lots of interesting moves.
Hey, and real quick, I just saw a thing on the ESPN ticker that Kelvin Sampson might be up for the Bucks head coach.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah.
Tiny arm Sampson moving up to Milwaukee. All right.
He was an assistant coach there for a little bit. I guess that's a connection of some sort. Anything to say, Trey?
Yeah.
No, I have nothing to say about Kelvin Sampson.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's interesting news.
Very adamant on that. I don't know why.
Jeez. Wow.
All right. I'm hearing murmurings of what's his name, Budenholzer, Bucks guy going to Philly. And Tyler, I jokingly said it to you in passing about Mike D'Antoni.
Right.
Mike D'Antoni is up for that job as well.
What about Jay Wright?
Not a chance.
Yeah. Jay Wright will be Villanova's head coach again soon.
Or what about J.J. Redick?
Trent, I said that, didn't I? I said that yesterday, Trey. I said J.J. Redick.
Yep. I think it's going to be Nick Nurse. I think it's going to be Nick Nurse or J.J. Redick.
Ooh, do you think Nick Nurse and Embiid could get along well enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. NBA, I feel like they recycle coaches like no other league.
Yeah.
But I think the 1 year young up and comers is becoming a little bit more of a hotter trend. But
yeah, how many years has Ron Jeremy been a coach? I mean, not Ron Jeremy. What's the guy? I said that. I did that on purpose.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
No, his brother's announcer.
Van Gundy?
Van Gundy, yeah. Stan Van Gundy. Yeah. You laugh, but you know exactly they look identical. That's why I said it as a joke.
Do not Google if you don't know who Ron
Jeremy is. I know who Ron Jeremy is. I didn't know.
Dude, he's in prison for a long time, man.
I didn't know who he was referencing when he was talking about Ron Jeremy.
Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, I got that now.
I will say this. Can I just add this before we move on from the NBA? I think the Suns coach got the worst. What the heck? Like, why would you fire the guy? Like, he had, I don't know, he turned that Suns team around with Booker and Chris Paul before they even got Durant. I mean, they were the Suns were a joke.
Durant's greedy.
Durant's greedy. I think I'm sorry. I think honestly, it's Durant and Kyrie.
Yes.
Are literally they're coach killers.
Yes, cancers.
They're coach killers.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of either.
Oh, I can't stand it.
And it pains me to say that too because as a Sonics fan growing up, right, and Durant was a Sonics guy for a little while. You know, I was all about Durant, and he's changed so much since he left Oklahoma City. As not like as a on the court player, but like I think personality wise, he's just like he's whiny, and it's just
he's a little smug too.
Arrogant, smug, whiny. Yes, agreed. All those words, definitely. So that's my take.
All right.
Hey, well,
let's go. Let's move on to this little white dimpled ball game that we call.
That's right.
Oh,
weird way.
Big weekend.
Was that a weird segue, Tyler?
Kind of. I think it was a
little dimpled white ball.
He said dimpled.
Oh man.
Oh.
Cheers.
Now second major, huh? of the golf season this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, Trey, maybe you could explain this to me and other listeners. How do live golfers get to play on a PGA? Like, it's a PGA major?
Yes.
Am I thinking this wrong? How is a live golfer going to get to play in this?
I think they made an agreement that I think it's like the top, I want to say 12 or maybe even just like 4 live golfers in the world golf rankings get to play all the majors.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good knowledge to know. I did not know that.
I also think that you have like a life. I mean, granted, it is the PGA, so they can do whatever they want when it comes to their own tournament. But I think if you win it, you have like a lifelong exemption, just like you would with the Masters. But like I said, I'm not positive on that, but I do know they made an exception this year for the top certain amount of live golfers to play all 4 majors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trey is our golf expert, by the way, in case anybody was wondering.
Oh, yeah. Big golf guy.
Big golf guy.
Yep.
This is actually this is the 4th PGA championship that this course, Oak Hill, is hosting in Rochester.
Okay.
Historically, a very hard course. The last PGA championship was in 2013, won by Jason Duffner, and it was actually the lowest winning score for a tournament at Oak Hill at -10.
Wow.
That's after 4 rounds. That's the lowest score for a major at Oak Hill.
I was gonna say, what was it just recently? What was it this year at the Masters? What won?
Oh, I want to say like 11 or 12, maybe.
Okay. I thought it
around
wasn't
there.
somebody at like -15 or 16 at one point though.
Yeah,
Somebody's pretty high.
Weather came into play for a lot of those, half of those rounds.
Sure, you remember that? That was a disaster.
Yeah, the tree falling over, almost killing people.
Couple trees falling over.
Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, Oak Hill historically extremely narrow fairways.
Okay.
It just got redone recently by a guy named Andrew Green. He redid the bunkers and reshaped some of the greens where he made the bunkers they're actually penalty areas. You know, sometimes bunkers you can play out of them easily, but these ones, they're like 10-foot banks of rough, and it's not a benefit to be in any of them. So it'll be an interesting weekend.
Holy cow! Bonkers.
It will be, yeah.
All right. So, hey, what we'll do here is we are going to put out a golf board. We'll put this out probably relatively early tomorrow. I do believe, I don't know if anybody has a start time for when they start teeing off or not, but what did you say, New York?
Rochester, yep.
So we'll be playing East Coast time. So if we put it out, we'll put it out early in the morning. You know, check that out. In terms of one other note quick here with boards, we'll put a baseball board out for Friday like we've been doing. So that won't come out tomorrow, aka maybe you're listening today, Thursday. But what we'll do is we'll put our golf board out here. So what we do with golf is we go a top 10. So we put a golfer that's going to finish the top 10, the top 5, our winner. And then we also do a surprise winner, which we all agreed on is plus 3,000, guys?
3,000.
Okay.
Plus 3,000 or higher.
Odds. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
which
let's...
Trey thinks is way too low, but
I do. I mean, some of the golfers, some of the surprise golfers you can get at 3,000 aren't really surprising.
It's fair. All right, so I'll start us off here with my top 10 golfer. All right, and then we'll just kind of work across. We'll go Trent, your top 10, and then Trey, we'll go your top 10, all right?
All right.
And we'll go into top 5. So we'll kind of rattle these off a little quick and then move on to our last topic here. So my top 10 here is Cam Young. Cam Young is my top 10 golfer. Trent, who you got for top 10?
Top 10, I am going to take Tony Finau.
Tony Finau. All right. I'm impressed you were able to say his last name.
Yes.
Trey, who's your top 10?
My top 10 is going to be a guy that's always there, Justin Thomas, plus 275.
That's a good pick.
It's all right.
All right. Top 5, I'm going with the golfer that's pretty hot lately. I'm going with Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm's on top 5. Very, very hard for me because part of me wanted to pick him as the winner, but like, you know what? I'll give him top 5 here. I feel like it's pretty suffice. Trent?
I like it.
Top 5. I am going Patrick Cantley.
Okay. And Trey.
Top 5 for me, I'm going Taylor Gooch. Plus 1,100.
And that is spelled Talor, Tyler. Talor.
That was very helpful because I have an autofill already taken from a website, and I'm like, not coming up here.
It looks like Taller.
Yeah, Taller.
And,
Gooch is spelled pretty much like Gooch.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Gucci, y'all. All right, and we'll leave that alone. And my winner is going to be Mr. Brooks Koepka.
Ooh.
Actually, pretty decent odds to get him as a winner.
Where'd you get him at?
I feel like I got him at close to 22.
He's plus 21 right now.
Yeah, I got him at 22 earlier this afternoon.
Usually they do a pretty good boost on DraftKings to even get like an additional plus 200 or 300 on that too, so that's good. I am gonna go a little bit out of my norm here with this pick as my winner. Usually I have some like bigger names. I'm not gonna take the favorite, although I know I'll probably kick myself and say I should have. But
Scheffler.
I'm not.
I know, but it was hard for me not to pick him either.
I am taking the Xander Schauffele.
Oh my gosh.
Who'd you say?
I cannot believe it.
Guys, hey, all of our listeners, isn't this funny how whenever I make
No, I wish I would have said it right before you did. I wish I would have blurted it out because.
So hold on, so what are the odds on him?
Plus 1,800.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trey, who's your winner?
Yeah, it's Xander Schauffele.
Hey, you're welcome, Trey. It's okay. You look.
That makes me so mad. I should have just blurted it out.
You guys are such
so ready, Trey. Let's remember this next time. Is next major you get to go first with your picks.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and then Tyler goes last.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I'll just always go second, I guess, because I've always been in the middle.
All right. So surprise winner. Remember, these odds have to be over 3,000. All right, mine.
Yeah.
My odds.
Here, boys.
I'll give you my odds here. My odds are 7,000.
Okay.
I am going with Tommy Boy Fleetwood Mac.
Wow.
Tommy Fleetwood.
You gave him 2 nicknames there in one.
Pretty excited about that. So.
Yeah.
Because if
not a bad pick. I like that.
a dollar wins like $71, which is wild. But yeah, Tommy Fleetwood.
Okay.
As long as you're not picking diarrhea this round, right?
Yeah, I'm not picking
Willie Z.
Yeah. Zalatoris.
Will Zella Shidma Pantoris.
Dude, that's
Whoa, what's
so
that?
Well, wait, there goes the explicit tag. Thanks, Trent.
Oh, it's my fault.
Trent's fault.
I'm sorry.
No, Will Zalatoris. I don't know if he's golfing or not, or he may take a dump in his pants again.
Yeah.
Pretty frustrating. At least I will say this. At least I got my bet back. Because I was a little
surprised
mad.
I gave it to you.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, this could be great. Will Zalatoris, and they're like, oh. I got a notification that said poop pants, and I was like, what?
Yep.
So.
hate when that happens.
Yeah.
My
year, his rookie showing. I mean, nobody could look at him without thinking the caddy from Happy Gilmore.
Oh my gosh!
Still can't.
Right. Yeah. Trey. Oh, wait, are you giving your dark horse pick or is it my turn? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, no, I think I'm gonna.
You're that worried. You're that worried.
He is. He was ready. He was ready to go.
He was ready to go. Huh?
No. I got a plus 3,000. That's a surprise. I say that with air quotes because I don't think it's too surprising if he would win it, and that's Colin Morikawa.
All right.
But in the honor of misunderstanding the first time we did this, I have a plus 30,000 odds pick as well.
Okay, so which one are you giving then?
Well, Colin Morikawa is the one I'm giving for the board. But I think someone you can get at plus 30,000 odds that's also valuable is Billy Horschel.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you told us that, though, while you're sitting in the corner over there.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, in my screen.
He was just complaining after our guest came on about him being in the corner, and I called him Smashing Pumpkins. That's me in a corner.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So, but he's like over there, Billy Horschel, sitting in the corner there doing his thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I got one for you guys. Ready? Here's mine.
All right.
My dark horse will be at plus 9,000 odds. I'm going to go with somebody I think we followed a couple tournaments back. I'm going Gary Woodland.
Okay.
I'm not sure we followed him ever.
Kansas.
I think Trey had him on a pick one year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Trent, you have the highest odds then, dude.
Well,
you put $1 on Gary Woodland to win it, you win $90. So
I like it.
Just keep that in mind there.
I mean, you could get him. I mean, he's going to finish in the top 20, and you can get that for over plus 300.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Anything else golf-wise, guys, before we move on to our last topic here?
I think it's all.
It's going to be interesting because a lot of people out there are saying that a -4 overall could potentially win this weekend.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, does that make good golf, Trey? I mean, you're our golf expert.
I mean, I think what that does is it shows you how tough the course is, really.
Yeah.
You have professionals that can do whatever they want with the course. Maybe shooting only 4 birdies through 3 rounds or 4 rounds. Like that's hard to do in a professional golf. So I think it makes good golf.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
All right. So we'll finish up this episode here with some Preakness. Some interesting stuff here. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time. I'll give a quick, trifecta box that I'm gonna put out there. But obviously Mage being the winner of the Kentucky Derby, there are only 8 horses here in the Preakness. So looking at some of these odds, betting wise, they haven't officially come out yet on any at least DraftKings or FanDuel. But I was able to find some odds on some other websites and stuff. Bleacher Report posted some things, so there are some odds out there. So I found some interesting stuff, but I'm gonna throw a trifecta box around 3 horses with. I'm gonna go First Mission, which is at pole position number 8. Reason being that is, I know if anybody listened to our last horse race episode, we talked about Brad Cox being a trainer. That is his horse. I know his horse didn't win last time, but doesn't overtrain, doesn't pull too much, hasn't settled in. A couple things from the Bleacher Report. But it also talked about, too, is that his jockey was on Essential Quality, which won the Belmont Stakes in 2021. So, just a couple things there to look at. But that's actually who I'm going to pick to win. But I'm going to put that in a box. So I'm going First Mission. The next horse I'm putting in my trifecta box is going to be a horse named National Treasure. This is, ready for it, guys? I'm sure everybody's familiar with this name. A Bob Baffert trained horse.
Oh, look out.
Now, keep in mind, and I kind of thought about this, and I can't confirm officially, but Bob Baffert's only officially suspended from the Kentucky Derby. Am I correct in saying that?
I think New York, the state of New York, too, isn't he?
Okay, so
that would be the Belmont Stakes.
So that would be Belmont then. So which is why he could race in the Preakness then. Okay, so
Preakness is Baltimore time.
Yeah, no, that's why I said he can race in the Preakness.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with National Treasure. They're actually right now the favorite to win, and I'm guessing it's because it's the Baffert effect. So that's all I'll be going with. And then my other horse that I'm looking to put in here, man, I've been kind of jumping around with different things. It's hard not to pick Mage just being the winner of the Kentucky Derby, but I really just don't feel like they are going to take it. So I'm actually going to be going with Blazing Sevens.
Ooh, that was my pick.
All right, Blazing Sevens. So I'm going to put in my trifecta. So there's a couple things that they look like they have 6-1 odds right now, as it stands. Not a whole lot behind them. Some of the other favorites I've seen, obviously Mage, and then Coffee with Chris is another one at 20 to 1 that people have been looking at too. But I'm going to go with First Mission. I'll go with National Treasure and Blazing Sevens. So that'll be 8, 1, and 7. That'll be my trifecta box. So that's where I'm at, guys.
I like it.
So
I would just be taking a shot in the dark if I bet this horse race. So
like a dark
my
horse?
shot in the dark. Yeah. And mine would be Blazing Sevens, just because I think it has to do with gambling.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I like it.
So
lucky number 7.
I will cheer for one thing and one thing only.
Mage.
And that is a Triple Crown winner.
It's respectable.
So
I don't think Mage finishes top 3. I just don't.
Ooh.
Like, and it pains me to say because I also love to just cheer for Triple Crowns, but I don't think that this is the year.
Okay.
So, kind of goes back to maybe the possibility of the fact that Trey said that don't pick Mage because it sounds like a disease on our podcast last episode.
Yeah. So that was the one horse I wasn't picking, and then
exactly.
it won.
Oh, it's quoted there. It's solidified in Spotify history.
Oh boy!
But yeah,
I'll tell you what. I don't know if you guys heard, but
so
Nicolas
hold on,
Cage
real quick, Trey. Who would you not pick in this? So I'm probably gonna put.
I wouldn't pick Coffee with Chris because I hate the name.
All right, so I'm putting money on Coffee with Chris to win it. Thanks, Trey.
But no, I don't know if you guys heard this. This is kind of breaking news as of I think today. They switched out the jockeys for National Treasure.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's going to be Nicolas Cage now.
He's ridiculous. Oh, man,
and they're going to steal the Preakness trophy.
It's crazy. Well, drink your Black-Eyed Susan drinks this weekend. Enjoy your Preakness. Enjoy your weekend.
Maybe some Natty Bow rather than those Black-Eyed Susan drinks.
Yeah, enjoy Oak Hill too, the beautiful golf course.
It's gonna be a good weekend of sports here, guys.
See that on TV.
So we got a lot of things going on. Like I said, hockey championships light up tomorrow, so let's get it going. But appreciate you guys.
Yeah. It was great having Derek on.
Yeah, appreciate Derek coming on. We're looking to have a couple more guests here. Thanks to Derek for coming on tonight to discuss baseball, give some insight. And even, that was really cool to hear about, some of his card collecting stuff. So that's an old pastime that's sticking around, you know what I mean? So that was kind of cool to hear.
Timeless.
Too. But just some upcoming stuff here. We're looking to get some more guests on. Not going to really kind of leak it out yet, but we do have a Stanley Cup episode in the works. So that is in progress. That's coming up. So we do have a special edition episode with I'll leak it. Two guests.
Let's just say he's a Hershey legend.
Yeah, we'll leave it at. But yeah, 2 guests coming on for Stanley Cup episode. But appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, take it easy, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, Bearded Baker Banter.